Hi, my name is Chris, and today I want to give you a little bit of an update of what has been going on as well as what is coming in the next few days and weeks and months. I get that I've been doing that quite a lot this year, kind of going in with full motivation and wanting to do more, wanting to share more, wanting to create more on this channel here, and also just getting better at staying on my target. Now, I can, of course, point to all the reasons why it is completely understandable that I may not have done so as much as I would have wanted to. But at the end of the day, it just sticks with me. It's going to be something that I will have to take care because at the end of the day, I'm just letting myself down first and foremost, as well as those people that are looking forward to new content or just looking forward to actually getting results from my client work and similar things. Now, yes, Corona happened and that was a whole thing and there was a whole lot going on. Then there are different types of personal things that are also kind of coming into that mix. And for me personally, actually a kind of a journey to who do I want to be, which has surfaced more and more throughout those couple of months. And I'm sure that that is actually an experience that many people out there have had throughout the last couple of weeks, and especially with the whole Corona crisis, being more at home, being stuck there, being with your partner more or less full time. If you are not really used to that, that might have been a very new experience as well. And just also having children at home. And for those that haven't had the chance to have that winding down because they're in those industries and those jobs that are really necessary or have been especially needed during that time, that's a whole different ball game to uncover there. And I totally have respect for everybody who had to go all the way throughout that time and isn't even finished now. For me, it all came to the point that it actually slowed down a little bit. I had this lump of a depression phase, I would say, where I didn't really want to do much or anything at all. There have been days where I really wanted to jump into new projects, and then I have done that and looked into the development of different things, and I might even stick with some of those ideas and actually get forward and move forward on them. But it also became clearer that what I was doing was basically staying behind the monitor, staying invisible, not sharing as I am doing right now with the world, not sharing the progress or the process of the whole experience, but more just trying to not be outgoing, not be presenting, and also with that, not opening myself up to any criticism or those things. And I personally would love to share more out of the moment, which is completely unscripted and just talking these thoughts out and bringing you what I am experiencing and also what I'm taking away from all of this. But I haven't been doing that. And that actually is something that I have a track record for, because there have been numerous occasions where I thought, hey, what I'm going through is a really cool series of videos, but maybe I should just take another couple of steps and then I can make a video about it knowing the result. But more and more, I notice, again, looking back at my own videos even, that kind of reverse documenting or that kind of reverse reporting is actually something that I personally don't really find all that interesting, because it strips away the whole path that it was and also the whole error proneness of new paths that are going to happen when you are going on a new journey. And many of the projects that I thought, hey, this would be a great series for a video coming up or doing something that I could talk about this experience right here, there have been numerous occasions where I thought that, and then after a couple more weeks, more research, it just dwindled down, or the project never started, it never really took off, and with that, the whole series was scrapped as well. But again, it also scrubbed the whole experience of trying something, having an experience doing that, and then at the end of the day, scrubbing the project, at least for now. And that is exactly the same thing that I feel like has happened for me in this whole Corona situation. I started things behind closed doors. I certainly stopped some of those things also behind closed doors, and nobody will ever know. Now, I have at the beginning of the year started to share more about my goals reports. And even those I haven't really completed in the time during all of the going ons of the last couple of months. And I sure want to catch up on those again. And I sure also want to get back to somewhat of a schedule. Even though it wasn't easy the last couple of weeks, now it's going to be less easy, even more so, because I am starting to try to take myself more seriously. I'm trying to be more effective, being more truthful and honest with myself in the decisions that I'm making, even to just justify them in front of my own. Because at the end of the day, I am my own boss. I am the only person that I am really responsible for at the core. And then everything around it depends on how I want to categorize things. And again, it is something where I have to define my own values, my own direction, my own path forward. And only with that can I, find my own version of how things should be going. And that in itself is probably a video series by itself. But to kind of like talk a little bit about the gist behind it all is that I am trying to figure out who I want to be in this world. I am trying to reconstruct a new version of myself because of things that I have learned over the last couple of months, sometimes years, and also to gather around new opinions as well as viewpoints that I may have not considered in the past. And all of that, really what it's doing to me is it is breaking me down bit by bit to later on try to start a reconstruction phase from the bottom up. And that really isn't easy. It's something where I question myself, where I question my own beliefs, where I question my own path, where I have been going and where I might want to go in the future. And all of this is really something where a lot of introspectiveness as well as journaling and thinking about things, going out in nature would be really nice. Those kind of activities really help. But looking beyond the horizon is actually something where I have to also consider sources which I might have not looked at in the past. And that's basically what I've been doing throughout these last couple of weeks a lot, trying to reconstruct who I am, and with that also reconstructing what I want to do with this platform, what I want to share on this website, as well as my other work that I'm doing in overall. And all of that is not done yet. It's not something where I think it's going to be done in the next couple of days, just like that. It's something that is going to take a process over a couple of months, maybe even years. But it's a great starting point to look into these things, especially now, once again, as I've mentioned even a year or two ago, with the 30th birthday of mine coming up, just to look into these topics again and really dig deeper and try to find a new version and try to form a new version. I've started to kind of like think about what my core values should be, what I want them to be, how I want to conduct myself, how I want to pull myself together, what are important parts of what I'm doing right now, how does work fit into play, can I take days off, is that a possibility that I'm considering, what about working out more, strength, healthy eating, all those kind of things. And then of course you also have the whole political spectrum that is currently going haywire with all kinds of different topics that are being discussed and just raging through the media overall, and all of that to digest those things as they are coming, and also with that try to find out who you want to represent, what you want to stand for, and at the core what values you want to hold to your heart. That's really the process that I find myself in at this time. Overall, this journey on YouTube, with the comments that I've been getting, with the connections that I've been making, has been a huge part of this whole experience for myself. It's a growthful experience, and now with the monetization that I've mentioned in past videos, it's even a part of what I can do for a living and subsidizing my income to a certain part. Of course, that's also something that I hope is going to grow, because that way I can even make more and be more free to provide more to this community and connect with you even more. So it's not going anywhere. I am definitely going to continue this journey. I'm definitely going to continue the production of content. And hopefully I'm ramping it up again, because that's really something that I desire deeply. And with all of that, please let me know if this whole journey to oneself is something that is interesting to you. If you had any experience where you believed to be someone or part of a certain group, and then you really deconstructed that, and maybe you had to find a new tribe of people. Maybe you had to disassociate from whatever group you were in and find your own a new circle of sorts. And maybe you found that the group of people that you were in was already the perfect group that you wanted to be in. And the same thing for the different types of work. Have you had that experience where you started something in the beginning and throughout a process of multiple years maybe found out that you actually wanted to do something completely different, and that way had to make a shift? I would really love to know if you have any of those experiences. Share them in the comment section down below, and I'm gonna try to make more videos about also that experience, as I am starting to strengthen myself in my own belief set, in my own expression, and also the freedom of it to know what I want to say, and in the current climate, risk having a whole situation built around it, because there's the whole fake news and outrage and trolling and hate speech and whatever have you, like all of those things to be putting out there something that is really personal isn't really made much easier by what is going on right now. Personally, I think we should respect each other in that expression. We should respect whoever wants to say something to do so, and even if that is something that we disagree with, because we can only have a communication if we let that happen, to find a consensus. Because at the end of the day, there's always people, as I've mentioned in a past podcast, there's always going to be people that agree with you, even if what you are saying is found completely horrendous by a group of people. There may be others that are actually supporting your claim or your message. And that's really something to digest, to say there may not actually be any right answer at all, but at this current state of what we are experiencing out there, it's really hard to potentially say something where outrage or a different opinion may not necessarily be very welcome. So as you can see, I am a little scattered in certain areas of what I'm exploring. That is pretty much a really good experience of what I am actually going through and what I am actually experiencing, even in my journaling, that I'm scattered in different topics and ideas. And that is part of the journey. And maybe this is all going to form something cohesive in the coming months as this gets more exposure in myself, more time to be turned over, deconstructed, and then rebuilt. I hope this is interesting for you, aside from my usual technical topics, but let me know in the comments what you like and dislike, what experience you have had, as I've mentioned before in this video here. If you like this video, please give it a like, because that really helps me to understand what type of videos are appreciated by you as my community here. And also share it with someone if you think that it's interesting for them. Now, I hope this was an interesting video for you, and I hope you stay subscribed and look forward to this type of video, as well as different types of videos like tutorials and other things on this channel. And I will see you in the next one. Ciao, ciao.